Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English Quick Hub. I am your host, Paul Hauser.
And I am Shirley Jones. We are so happy that you are joining us today. Whether you are driving in your car, sitting on a long train ride, or just relaxing at home, we are absolutely thrilled to have you here with us.
That is right. Today we are continuing our exciting daily life series, and Shirley, I think today's topic might be my absolute favorite one so far. Just thinking about it makes me smile.
I think I know exactly why, Paul. Today we are talking about the weekend. We are going to discuss our weekend plans, and we are going to focus on a very specific, very useful phrase that we use all the time in English.
Exactly. When we talk about our plans or things we have already decided to do in the immediate future, we use the phrase, I am going to. It is a magical phrase because it means the work week is finally over.
It really is the best feeling. I am going to. It sounds so simple, but it is incredibly important. We use it every single day. So, Paul, let us set the scene. Imagine it's Friday afternoon. The clock strikes 5, you're packing up your bag, you're walking out of the office, and you are ready for the weekend. What are you going to do on Friday night?
Well, Shirley, by the time Friday evening arrives, I am usually completely exhausted. My brain is tired and my body is tired. So my Friday night plans are always very simple and very quiet. I am going to go straight home, I'm going to unlock my front door, take off my uncomfortable work shoes, and I am going to put on my softest, warmest sweatpants.
Oh, that sounds incredibly comfortable. Sweatpants are the official uniform of the weekend. You have to leave the stiff business clothes behind. So once you're in your comfortable clothes, what's next? Are you going to cook a big, healthy dinner?
Absolutely not, Shirley. I am not going to cook anything on a Friday night. Cooking requires too much energy and too much thinking. Instead, I am going to order food. I'm going to use an app on my phone and I'm going to order from my favorite local Italian restaurant.
That is a fantastic plan. Treating yourselves to a delicious meal is the perfect way to celebrate the end of a long week. What exactly are you going to order?
I'm going to get a large hot pepperoni pizza and a big side order of garlic bread. It is my ultimate comfort meal.
That sounds amazing. So you have your comfortable clothes and you have your hot pizza. Are you going to eat it at the dining room table like a proper gentleman?
No, I am definitely not going to sit at the table. I'm going to eat it right on the couch. I'm going to sit in my favorite comfortable corner of the sofa. I'm going to turn on the television and I'm going to watch a long movie.
A movie night. That is wonderful. Are you going to watch a comedy or maybe an action movie?
I think I'm going to watch a classic mystery movie, something that's interesting but not too loud. And actually, Shirley, I'm going to do one more very important thing on Friday night.
Oh, what is that?
I'm going to practice a little bit of digital minimalism. I'm going to turn off my work email notifications and I'm going to put my smartphone in a different room. I am not going to look at any small screens. I just want to disconnect and truly relax.
That is a brilliant idea, Paul. We spend so much time looking at our phones and computers all week. Putting the phone away is a great way to wind down. Wind down is a great phrase for our listeners. It means to slowly relax after a period of stress or excitement.
Exactly. I am going to wind down, eat my pizza, and enjoy the quiet. What about you, Shirley? Are you going to have a quiet Friday night on the couch too?
Actually, my Friday nights are usually the exact opposite of yours, Paul. When I finish work on Friday, I am full of energy. I am so excited that the weekend is here. I want to go out and celebrate.
You have so much energy. So what are your plans? Where are you going to go?
I'm going to meet a group of my closest friends. We've had this planned for weeks. We're going to meet in the city center at around 7 o'clock.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Are you going to go to a movie theater or are you going to do something else?
We're going to a brand new restaurant that just opened downtown. It's a Spanish tapas restaurant. Tapas are small plates of food that you share with everyone at the table.
Oh, I love tapas. It's a very social way to eat. You can try a little bit of everything. Are you going to make a reservation? Friday nights in the city center can be incredibly crowded.
Yes, we are definitely going to need a reservation. In fact, my friend Sarah is going to call the restaurant this afternoon to make sure we have a large table waiting for us. We're going to sit down, order a huge variety of small dishes, and we are going to talk for hours.
That sounds like a wonderful way to catch up with friends. Catch up is another great phrase. It means to talk to someone you haven't seen in a while and share news about your lives.
Exactly. We are all so busy during the week, so Friday night is our time to catch up. We are going to share stories about our jobs, talk about our families, and just laugh a lot.
Are you going to stay out very late?
Knowing my friends, yes, we are going to stay out quite late. After we finish eating at the restaurant, we're going to walk down the street to a small cafe. We're going to order some hot tea and some sweet desserts and just enjoy the atmosphere of the city at night.
It is so interesting how different our Friday routines are, Shirley. I'm going to be asleep on my couch by 10 o'clock, and you're going to be exploring the city and eating dessert at midnight.
That's the beauty of the weekend, Paul. Everyone gets to choose exactly what they want to do. You get to recharge your batteries in silence, and I get to recharge my batteries by being around the people I love.
Recharge your batteries. I love that idiom. We use it to describe resting and getting our energy back, just like plugging a phone into the wall. And it sounds like we both have perfect plans to recharge on Friday night.
We certainly do, but Friday night is just the beginning. The real weekend adventure starts when you wake up on Saturday morning.
You are exactly right, Shirley. The real adventure starts on Saturday morning. When you wake up on a Saturday, the whole weekend is sitting right there in front of you. You have 2 full days of freedom.
2 full days. It is the best feeling. But Paul, because my Friday night plans are so busy and I am going to stay out very late in the city, my Saturday morning is going to be incredibly slow.
I can imagine. If you are eating dessert at midnight, you are definitely not going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So what is your plan? When are you going to get out of bed?
I am going to sleep in. Sleep in is one of my favorite phrases in the English language. For our listeners, to sleep in means to intentionally stay in bed and sleep much later than you usually do during the work week.
That is a great explanation, Shirley. It's different from oversleeping, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. If you oversleep, it's an accident, and you're usually late for work. But if you sleep in, it's a choice. You are making a plan to stay in bed. So on Friday night before I go to sleep, I am going to completely turn off my alarm clock. I am not going to let a machine wake me up. I am going to let the sunshine wake me up naturally.
That sounds incredibly peaceful. I bet you are going to sleep until at least 10 o'clock.
Oh, easily. I am going to sleep until 10, maybe even 11 o'clock. And when I finally wake up, I am not going to rush. I am going to slowly stretch, put on a thick, warm robe, and walk into my kitchen.
And what are you going to do in the kitchen? Are you going to drink coffee?
I am going to drink a massive cup of hot coffee, yes. But more importantly, I am going to cook a huge weekend breakfast. Since I'm waking up so late, it's actually going to be brunch.
Brunch. That is a fun word. It's a combination of the words breakfast and lunch. We eat brunch late in the morning or early in the afternoon. What are you going to make for your Saturday brunch, Shirley?
I am going to make something very comforting. I am going to mix flour, eggs, and milk in a big bowl, and I am going to cook a tall stack of fluffy golden pancakes. I am going to pour warm maple syrup all over them, and I am going to eat them slowly while looking out the window.
That sounds like an absolutely perfect, relaxing morning. You are going to have a very slow start to your day. But you know, Shirley, my Saturday morning is going to look completely different.
I have a feeling you're going to say you are an early bird, Paul.
I am definitely an early bird. An early bird is a person who loves to wake up early in the morning, even on the weekends. Because I'm going to go to bed early on Friday night after my pizza and my movie, I'm going to have a lot of energy on Saturday morning.
So what time are you going to wake up? Please do not tell me you are going to wake up before the sun rises.
Well, maybe not before the sun, but I'm going to wake up around 6:30 in the morning. And I am not going to stay in bed. As soon as I open my eyes, I am going to jump out of bed.
Jump out of bed? You really do have a lot of energy. What is the very first thing you're going to do?
The very first thing I am going to do is put on my running shoes. I am going to go for a long, quiet run through my neighborhood.
You are going to run on a Saturday morning? Paul, you are very dedicated to your exercise.
I love running early in the morning, Shirley. The streets are completely empty. The air is cool and fresh. There are no cars, no traffic, and no noise. I'm going to run for about 45 minutes, and then I'm going to walk back home and take a hot shower.
Okay, that actually sounds very refreshing. A hot shower after a cold morning run is a wonderful feeling. What are you going to do after your shower? Are you going to make a big brunch like I am?
No, I'm going to keep my breakfast very simple. I'm going to brew a fresh pot of dark coffee. Brew means to make coffee or tea by mixing hot water with the beans or leaves. The whole kitchen is going to smell amazing. Then I'm going to toast 2 slices of brown bread and I'm going to spread a little bit of butter and strawberry jam on them.
That is a very classic, simple breakfast. Are you going to eat it on your comfortable couch where you watched your movie the night before?
No, actually. Because the weather is getting warmer, I'm going to take my coffee and my toast and I'm going to sit outside on my small balcony. I'm going to sit in my favorite chair and I'm going to read the newspaper.
The physical newspaper. That is so traditional, Paul. Most people are going to read the news on their smartphones or their tablets.
I know, but remember my Friday night plan? I am practicing digital minimalism. I am not going to look at any screens on Saturday morning either. I'm going to hold the large paper pages in my hands. I'm going to read the articles slowly and I'm going to listen to the birds singing in the trees.
That actually sounds like a very quiet morning. You are going to have a very productive start to your day while I am still dreaming in my bed.
Everyone relaxes in different ways, Shirley, but eventually the quiet morning has to end. Even on the weekend, we still have responsibilities.
By the time the afternoon arrives, we both have to do some work. You are absolutely right, Paul. The weekend is for relaxing, but it's also the time when we have to complete all the tasks we couldn't finish during the busy work week.
We have to run errands. Run errands is an extremely common and useful phrase for our listeners to learn. An errand is a short trip you take to complete a specific task, usually to buy something or drop something off. When you have a list of these tasks, you are going to run errands.
Yes, like going to the post office, the bank, or the pharmacy. So, Paul, what errands are you going to run this Saturday afternoon?
My biggest errand is always the same every single weekend. I'm going to go to the large supermarket to buy food for the entire week. I am going to go grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping can be a very big chore. Are you going to make a list before you go?
Oh, I am definitely going to make a very detailed list. If I don't make a list, I'm going to walk around the store for hours and I'm going to buy too many snacks that I don't need. I'm going to write down exactly what I need. Fresh vegetables, chicken, milk, eggs, and maybe some fresh fruit.
Making a list is a very smart plan. Are you going to drive to the supermarket or is it close enough to walk?
I am going to drive because I am going to buy heavy items like a large bottle of laundry detergent and a heavy bag of rice. I can't carry all of those heavy bags back to my apartment on foot. After I finish at the supermarket, I'm going to drive to the dry cleaner to pick up my winter coats.
Ah, the dry cleaner. That is a very classic weekend errand. What about your house, Paul? Are you going to do any cleaning?
Unfortunately, yes. Saturday afternoon is my time to clean the apartment. I'm going to vacuum the carpets, I'm going to wash the floors in the kitchen, and I'm going to do 2 large loads of laundry. It's not very exciting, but it has to be done. What about you, Shirley? When you finally finish your delicious pancake brunch, what errands are you going to run?
Well, my errands are a little bit different this weekend. I am not going to go grocery shopping today. Instead, I am going to go to the mall. I need to buy a birthday present for my sister. Her birthday is next week.
Oh, a birthday present. That's a fun errand. Do you know what you're going to buy for her?
I have a few ideas. I am going to look at some jewelry stores first. I think I am going to buy her a delicate silver necklace. Or if I can't find a nice necklace, I am going to go to the bookstore. She loves reading, so I am going to look for a popular new novel for her.
That's very thoughtful. Buying a gift is much more enjoyable than buying laundry detergent. Are you going to go to the mall by yourself or is someone going to go with you?
I am going by myself. I like shopping alone because I can take my time and look at everything slowly. But the mall is going to be incredibly crowded on a Saturday afternoon, so I am going to need a lot of patience.
The mall on a Saturday is always chaotic. You are going to see so many people.
I am prepared for it. After I find the perfect gift, I am going to stop by the post office to mail a small package to my parents. Then I'm going to return some books to the local library.
So you are going to have a very busy afternoon running from place to place.
Yes, but it feels good to cross things off my list. When you complete an errand, you feel a small sense of accomplishment. And the faster I finish my errands, the faster I can get back to enjoying my weekend.
I completely agree, Shirley. It's a necessary evil. We run the errands so we can have a clean house and a full refrigerator for the rest of the week.
Exactly. And once all the boring chores are finished, we can start thinking about Saturday evening. And Saturday evening is usually the most exciting part of the entire weekend.
You are exactly right, Shirley. Once the boring chores are completely finished, the house is clean, and the refrigerator is full, we can finally focus on Saturday evening. For many people, Saturday night is the absolute best part of the entire week.
It really is the peak of the weekend. You have no work stress and you do not have to wake up early the next day. You are completely free. So, Paul, since you had a very quiet Friday night on the couch, are you going to go out and be social on Saturday night?
I am definitely going to be social, Shirley, but I am not going to go out to a crowded restaurant or a loud bar. Instead, I am going to invite people to come to me. I am going to host a small dinner party at my apartment.
Oh, a dinner party. That sounds wonderful. To host is a great vocabulary word. It means you're the person who invites the guests, provides the food, and welcomes everyone into your home.
Exactly. Because I spent my entire Saturday afternoon cleaning my apartment and doing the laundry, my home is going to be perfectly clean and ready for guests. I am going to invite 3 of my closest friends. We are going to have a very relaxed, comfortable evening.
That is a fantastic plan. And since you went grocery shopping earlier in the day, I assume you are going to cook a large meal for them.
I certainly am. I am not going to order pizza tonight. I'm going to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Cooking for my friends is one of my favorite hobbies. I'm going to make a massive pot of homemade spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. That is a classic, delicious Italian dish. It is a rich, heavy meat and tomato sauce served over long pasta. Your apartment is going to smell incredible, Paul.
I hope so. I am going to start cooking very early in the evening. I'm going to chop fresh onions, garlic, and carrots. I'm going to cook the meat slowly, and I'm going to let the tomato sauce boil gently on the stove for at least 2 hours. The slow cooking makes the flavor much deeper and richer.
It sounds like you are going to put a lot of love into this meal. Are you going to serve anything else with the pasta?
Yes, I am going to make a large, fresh green salad with a simple lemon dressing. And, of course, I'm going to slice a fresh loaf of French bread. You always need bread to soak up the extra tomato sauce left on your plate.
That is the best part of eating pasta. Are your friends going to bring anything to the dinner party? It is very common for guests to bring a small gift when someone hosts a dinner.
Yes, it is a very polite tradition. My friend Mark told me he is going to bring a nice bottle of sparkling apple cider, and my friend Lisa is going to bring a sweet dessert from the local bakery. So I am not going to worry about making a dessert myself.
That is perfect teamwork. So you are going to eat a huge, heavy meal, and you are going to talk and laugh around the dinner table. What are you going to do after dinner? Are you going to watch another movie?
No, we are not going to watch a movie. Watching a movie is a little bit antisocial because everyone is just staring at a screen in silence. Instead, we are going to play a classic board game.
A board game? I love board games. Are you going to play a trivia game or maybe a strategy game?
We are going to play a very long, complex strategy game involving buying properties and collecting money. It usually takes us at least 3 hours to finish a single game. We are going to sit around the coffee table, listen to some quiet jazz music in the background, and we are probably going to argue a little bit about the rules of the game.
That sounds like a perfectly cozy Saturday night, Paul. Good food, good music, and good friends.
It is my ideal evening. But what about you, Shirley? You went out late on Friday night. Are you going to stay home and relax tonight, or are you going to go out for a second night in a row?
I am going to go out again, Paul. I told you, I love the weekend, but tonight is a very special occasion. Remember how I went to the shopping mall this afternoon to buy a birthday present for my sister?
Yes, you were going to look for a silver necklace or a new novel for her. Did you find something good?
I found a beautiful book for her, but the real present is what we are going to do tonight. I bought 2 tickets and I'm going to take my sister to the Grand Theater downtown. We are going to see a live musical performance.
A live musical. That is incredibly exciting, Shirley. Going to the theater is such a wonderful experience. It feels very fancy and special.
It really does. Because it is a fancy theater, I am not going to wear my everyday clothes. I'm going to get dressed up.
Get dressed up is a fantastic phrase. It means to put on nice, formal clothes and usually spend a little extra time doing your hair and makeup for a special event. What are you going to wear, Shirley? Wait, I am Paul. You are Shirley.
Yes, Paul, I am going to tell you. I am going to wear a dark blue knee-length dress, and I'm going to wear a pair of elegant black shoes. I'm also going to wear a special silver bracelet that my grandmother gave me. I want to look very nice for my sister's birthday celebration.
You are going to look wonderful, Shirley. Are you going to drive to the theater? The traffic downtown on a Saturday night can be a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely not. I am not going to drive. Dealing with traffic and trying to find a parking space would completely ruin the fun mood. Instead, I am going to use an application on my phone to call a taxi. The driver is going to pick us up right in front of my apartment building and drop us off directly at the theater doors.
That is a very smart decision. It's much less stressful. So the taxi is going to drop you off. What time is the musical going to start?
The performance is going to begin exactly at 8 o'clock in the evening, but we are going to arrive at the theater at 7:30.
Why are you going to arrive 30 minutes early?
Because we are going to enjoy the atmosphere of the beautiful building. The theater is very old and historic. We are going to walk into the grand lobby, we are going to look at the beautiful crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, and we are going to buy a program.
A program is the small booklet that tells you the names of the actors and the songs in the musical. It makes a great souvenir.
Exactly. Then we are going to find our seats. I bought very good tickets. We are going to sit in the 5th row, very close to the stage. We are going to be able to see the actors' faces perfectly.
That is going to be an amazing view. Musicals are usually quite long. Are you going to have a break in the middle of the show?
Yes, almost every long play or musical has an intermission. An intermission is a 15 or 20-minute break halfway through the performance. During the intermission, we are going to stand up, stretch our legs, and maybe buy a small glass of sparkling water from the lobby bar.
It's always nice to have a quick break to discuss the first half of the show. Are you going to go out to dinner after the musical is finished?
The show is going to finish around 10:30 at night. We're not going to eat a heavy dinner because it will be too late, but we are going to take a slow walk. The theater is located right next to the city river. We're going to walk along the river path, look at the lights of the city reflecting in the dark water, and talk about our favorite songs from the performance.
That sounds incredibly peaceful and memorable. It sounds like the perfect birthday gift for your sister.
I think she is going to love it. She loves live music and she loves spending time together. It's going to be a very late night, but it's going to be entirely worth it.
So to summarize our Saturday nights, I am going to chop vegetables, eat a huge bowl of pasta, and argue with my friends over a board game. And you are going to wear a beautiful dress, watch professional actors sing on a stage, and take a midnight walk by the river.
We really do have completely different weekend styles, Paul, but both styles use the exact same grammar. Listeners, whenever you are absolutely certain about your future plans, whether it's a quiet dinner or a grand musical, remember to use I am going to.
It is the strongest, most confident way to talk about the future in English. I am going to cook. She is going to take a taxi. We are going to play a game. It's simple, but it's powerful.
It certainly is. Now, Paul, after a busy Saturday filled with errands, cooking, and late-night theater shows, what happens next?
Well, the sun goes down, we go to sleep, and then we wake up to the final chapter of the weekend.
Sunday morning.
Exactly. Sunday is a completely different animal. It has a completely different feeling than Friday or Saturday.
I agree. Sunday is a transition day, but we still have plenty of plans to make.
Sunday morning. You are completely right, Shirley. Sunday has a very different energy than the rest of the week. Friday is pure excitement. Saturday is full of activities and errands. But Sunday is the great transition day.
The transition day. That is a perfect way to describe it, Paul. A transition is a slow change from one thing to another. On Sunday, we slowly change our minds from weekend relaxation back to the reality of Monday morning. It is a slow, quiet process.
It really is. And because I had 3 friends at my apartment on Saturday night for a dinner party and a long board game, my Sunday morning is going to start with a very specific, quiet task.
Oh, let me guess, Paul. When you host a dinner party, the food is delicious, but the next morning, the kitchen is a disaster. Are you going to wake up to a giant pile of dirty dishes?
You guessed it perfectly, Shirley. When I wake up on Sunday morning, I am going to walk into my kitchen and I am going to see empty plates, dirty glasses, and the large empty pot that held the spaghetti bolognese. I was too tired to clean it on Saturday night.
That is completely understandable. Nobody wants to wash dishes at midnight after a wonderful party. So what is your plan for the morning?
Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is make a cup of strong tea. Not coffee this time, but a hot cup of green tea. Then I'm going to put on some soft acoustic guitar music and I'm going to slowly clean the kitchen.
Acoustic is a great word. It means music made by instruments without electricity, like a simple wooden guitar. It is very calm and peaceful. So you are going to listen to acoustic music and wash the dishes. Are you going to wash them by hand?
I'm going to wash the large pots and pans by hand using warm, soapy water, but I'm going to put all the plates, forks, and glasses into the dishwasher. A dishwasher is a wonderful machine that saves a lot of time.
It certainly is. And what about all the leftover food? Did your friends eat all of the pasta, or do you have some extra?
I always make too much food, Shirley. I'm going to put the leftover spaghetti into small glass containers and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. I'm going to take them to the office and eat them for my lunches next week.
That is very smart. You're going to save money and time on your weekday lunches. So, after the kitchen is perfectly clean and smelling like fresh lemon soap, what are you going to do with your Sunday afternoon?
Since I spent Saturday running boring errands at the supermarket and the dry cleaner, I want my Sunday errand to be a lot more enjoyable. I'm going to put on a light jacket and I'm going to walk to the local farmer's market.
Oh, a farmer's market. That is a fantastic Sunday activity. For our listeners, a farmer's market is an open air market, usually outdoors in a park or a street, where local farmers sell their fresh fruit, vegetables, and homemade goods directly to the public.
Exactly. It is entirely different from a large, bright indoor supermarket. The farmer's market is full of fresh air and interesting smells. I am going to take a large canvas bag with me and I am going to slowly walk past all the different wooden tables.
What exactly are you going to look for, Paul? Are you going to buy more vegetables?
I am going to look for something special. I'm going to look for a jar of fresh, local honey. The honey at the farmer's market always tastes much sweeter and richer than the honey in a plastic bottle at the grocery store. And I'm going to buy a fresh loaf of sourdough bread from the local baker.
Fresh sourdough bread, that has a wonderful, slightly sour and tangy flavor. It is going to be incredibly crusty on the outside and soft on the inside.
Yes, and the baker usually brings the bread straight from the oven. I'm going to walk around, I'm going to talk to the farmers about the weather and their crops, and I'm going to buy a bright yellow bouquet of sunflowers to put on my clean kitchen table.
Sunflowers are so cheerful. They're going to make your apartment look incredibly happy. It sounds like you're going to have a very wholesome, grounding Sunday morning.
Grounding is a beautiful word. It means something that makes you feel connected to the earth, calm and balanced.
buying fresh food directly from a farmer is a very grounding experience for me. What about your Sunday, Shirley? After your late fancy night at the theater, how are you going to start your transition day?
Well, just like my Saturday, I'm going to sleep in just a little bit. The theater is wonderful, but staying up late always makes me very tired the next day. So I'm going to wake up slowly, maybe around 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock is a very reasonable time for a Sunday morning. Are you going to jump out of bed like an early bird?
Absolutely not. I'm going to stay in bed for an extra 20 minutes and I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to call my sister.
Oh, that is so sweet. You're going to call her to talk about her birthday and the musical performance?
Yes, when you see a great show, you always want to talk about it the next day. We're going to discuss our favorite actors, the beautiful costumes, and the funniest moments of the play. We're going to relive the memory.
To relive something means to experience the joy of a memory again by talking about it. That's a great way to start the morning. What are you going to do after your phone call?
After I hang up the phone, the relaxation ends, Paul. I have to face the reality of the upcoming week. So my Sunday morning is dedicated to a very popular routine. I'm going to do a Sunday reset.
A Sunday reset. That is a very popular phrase right now, especially on the internet. How would you explain a Sunday reset to our listeners?
A Sunday reset is a series of small, organized tasks that you do to prepare your life, your home, and your mind for the new work week. It's a way to reset or restart your environment so that Monday morning is not stressful.
That sounds incredibly practical. If you prepare on Sunday, Monday feels much easier. So, what exactly are you going to do for your Sunday reset? What is the first step?
The very first step is going to be my bedroom. I'm going to take all the sheets, the blankets, and the pillowcases off my bed. I'm going to put them in the washing machine and wash them with hot water and lavender-scented soap.
Lavender is a very calming flower. The smell is known to help people relax and sleep better.
Exactly. There is no better feeling than going to sleep on Sunday night in a perfectly clean, fresh bed that smells like lavender. It instantly reduces your stress. While the sheets are washing, I'm going to move on to my closet.
Are you going to organize your clothes?
Yes, I'm going to plan my outfits for the entire week. I'm going to look at the weather forecast on my phone. If it's going to rain on Tuesday, I'm going to put my umbrella and my raincoat near the front door. I'm going to pick out 5 different shirts, iron them so there are no wrinkles, and hang them up in a row.
Ironing is pressing hot metal over clothes to make them smooth and flat. You're going to iron 5 shirts on a Sunday? That requires a lot of discipline, Shirley.
It does require discipline, but think about the reward, Paul. When I wake up on Wednesday morning and I'm tired and in a rush, I'm not going to stand in front of my closet feeling panicked. I'm just going to grab the shirt I prepared on Sunday. It saves so much mental energy.
You are a very wise woman, Shirley. That is excellent planning. So you have clean sheets and you have ironed clothes. What is the next part of your Sunday reset? Are you going to focus on food?
Yes, food is the final and most important step of the reset. Just like you are going to eat leftover spaghetti for lunch, I'm going to do some meal prep.
Meal prep. That's short for meal preparation. It means cooking or preparing food in advance so you don't have to cook from scratch during the busy work week. What are you going to prep?
I'm going to keep it healthy and simple. I'm going to chop a large bowl of fresh vegetables, cucumbers, bell peppers, and cherry tomatoes. I'm going to roast some chicken in the oven, and I'm going to cook a large pot of brown rice.
And then are you going to put them into separate containers for each day of the week?
Exactly. I'm going to line up 5 plastic containers on my kitchen counter. I'm going to put a scoop of rice, a piece of chicken, and a handful of vegetables into each one. Then I'm going to stack them neatly in the refrigerator.
That is incredibly organized. By the time Sunday afternoon arrives, your entire week is basically planned out. Your clothes are ready, your lunches are ready, and your bed is clean. You're going to feel so in control of your life.
That is the entire goal of the Sunday reset, Paul. It gives you a sense of control. The work week can be very chaotic and unpredictable. Your boss might give you an unexpected project, or the traffic might be terrible. But if your home is organized, you have a safe, calm base to return to.
I love that philosophy. We use our weekends to recover from the past week, but we also have to use our weekends to build a strong foundation for the next week.
It is a delicate balance, and using the phrase I'm going to really helps build that foundation. When you say, I'm going to iron my clothes, you're making a commitment to yourself. You're promising your future self a slightly easier morning.
That is a very profound way to look at grammar, Shirley. I'm going to is not just about time, it's about intention and commitment.
Exactly. And I think we have planned a very productive morning. But what happens after the farmer's market and the Sunday reset? Sunday afternoon is a very special time of day.
It really is. Sunday afternoon is when the clock starts ticking a little bit louder, and we have to find the perfect way to spend those final few hours of freedom before the sun goes down.
Leaving the safety of the private bubble, surely just thinking about it makes my palms sweat. It is one thing to be sitting in a warm, comfortable car while the traffic is stopped. It is a completely different, terrifying experience when your car is the actual reason the traffic is stopped.
Oh, that is the absolute worst feeling in the world, Paul. When your car suddenly stops working, we say that your car has broken down. A breakdown is the ultimate commuting horror story because it takes away all of your control. You are instantly helpless.
You are completely helpless. And it always seems to happen at the most inconvenient times and in the worst possible locations. You never break down in your own driveway or in a nice empty parking lot.
No, of course not. You always break down in the middle of a busy intersection or on a crowded highway with cars flying past you at 70 miles per hour. When that happens, the very first thing you have to do is try to pull over.
Pulling over. That is a vital vocabulary phrase for driving. To pull over means to steer your car away from the moving traffic and stop safely on the side of the road.
Yes, and the side of the highway is called the shoulder. The shoulder is that narrow strip of pavement on the far right edge of the road, marked by a solid white line. It is meant specifically for emergencies. But sometimes, Paul, there is no shoulder.
Do not remind me, Shirley. I have a terrible story about exactly that. It happened a few years ago in the middle of a brutal summer heat wave. The temperature outside was nearly 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I was driving home from work, and my commute takes me across a very long, very high suspension bridge.
A bridge. Oh, Paul, bridges almost never have a shoulder. It is just two lanes of traffic squeezed tightly between two concrete walls.
Exactly. It is a bottleneck even on a good day. So I'm driving slowly across this bridge in heavy stop-and-go traffic. Suddenly, I hear a strange hissing sound coming from the front of my car. Hiss.
A hissing sound is never a good sign.
It is terrible. I looked down at my dashboard. The dashboard is the panel in front of the steering wheel that has all the dials and warning lights. I noticed the temperature gauge was moving rapidly into the red danger zone. And then the most terrifying light of all turned on, the bright orange check engine light.
Oh, the dreaded check engine light. It's like the car is screaming at you that something is horribly wrong.
Within 10 seconds, thick white smoke started pouring out from under the hood of my car. The hood is the large metal cover over the engine. My car was completely overheating.
Overheating means the engine has gotten too hot to function safely, usually because there's a leak in the cooling system. What did you do? You were trapped on a bridge with no shoulder.
My engine completely died. The car lost all power. I had to immediately press a special button on my dashboard to turn on my hazard lights.
Hazard lights are those blinking orange lights on all four corners of the car. They warn the other drivers that your car is broken and you are a danger on the road.
Yes, I was sitting perfectly still in the right lane of a two-lane bridge. I had effectively cut the highway capacity in half. Behind me, I could see in my rearview mirror a line of traffic forming that stretched for miles. I was the cause of a massive gridlock.
Oh, the guilt, the embarrassment.
It was the most embarrassing moment of my life, Shirley. I couldn't get out of the car because there was no safe place to stand, and cars were aggressively squeezing past me in the left lane.
Dealing with the other drivers is the hardest part. How did they react as they drove past your broken car?
Oh, they were furious. As they slowly squeezed past my smoking car, people would roll down their windows just to yell at me. They would honk their horns violently. I got so many dirty looks. A dirty look is an angry, judgmental facial expression. People were glaring at me as if I broke my car on purpose just to ruin their evening.
That is so unfair. Nobody wants their car to break down. You were a victim of a mechanical failure, and they were treating you like a criminal.
I know. I wanted to hold up a sign that said, "I'm sorry, I'm having a worse day than you are." I had to sit in that baking hot car for an hour and a half, sweating profusely, waiting for a police officer to arrive and block the lane so a tow truck could finally rescue me.
That is a spectacular horror story, Paul. I can feel the heat and the embarrassment just listening to you. Overheating in the summer is awful, but breaking down in the winter brings a completely different kind of terror.
Cold weather and cars do not mix well. Do you have a freezing winter breakdown story, Shirley?
I do, and this story involves the classic sinking feeling of a dead battery.
A dead battery, or as some people call it, a flat battery. It means your car has absolutely no electrical power.
None at all. This happened in the middle of January. I had stayed very late at the office to finish a project. By the time I walked out to the large, empty employee parking lot, it was 9 o'clock at night. It was pitch black outside, and the temperature was well below freezing.
Pitch black and freezing cold, the perfect setting for a horror story.
It gets worse. A massive blizzard had started while I was inside working. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm with high, freezing winds and very low visibility. There was already 4 inches of snow on the ground, and the wind was howling.
Oh, Shirley, I'm getting nervous for you.
I ran to my car, shivering, completely covered in snow. I brushed the snow off the door handle, unlocked it, and jumped inside the freezing cold cabin. I put my key in the ignition to start the engine. I turned the key, expecting to hear the strong roar of the engine.
But what did you hear instead?
Click, click, click. Nothing else. Just the weak, rapid clicking sound. The dashboard lights flickered slightly and then went completely dark. The battery was entirely dead. The freezing cold temperatures had drained all the energy from it.
That clicking sound is the most heartbreaking noise in the world when you're cold and tired. You're sitting in a metal box that is basically a freezer. What were your options?
I had to get a jump start.
A jump start. That is an excellent mechanical vocabulary term. For our listeners, a jump start is when you use heavy electrical cables to connect the dead battery of your car to the strong working battery of another person's car. The good battery transfers power and shocks your engine back to life.
Yes, you need 2 things for a jump start. A set of jumper cables, those long, thick wires with metal clamps on the ends, and most importantly, you need a kind stranger with a working car.
Ah, the kind stranger. Finding one in an empty parking lot during a blizzard is like finding a needle in a haystack.
It was terrifying. I had a set of jumper cables in my trunk, but I was the only person left in the parking lot. I had to step back outside into the howling wind and heavy snow. I opened my hood, which is the universal sign for "my car is broken, please help me."
Yes, an open hood is an international distress signal.
I had to walk to the edge of the parking lot near the main road and try to flag down a passing car. To flag down means to wave your arms wildly to get a driver's attention and ask them to stop.
Standing on the side of a snowy road in the dark, waving your arms, you were completely vulnerable. We use the word stranded for this. You were stranded, meaning you were stuck in a difficult place with no way to leave.
I was incredibly stranded, and the horrible truth is, Paul, people are very hesitant to stop for a stranger in the dark. 6 or 7 cars drove slowly past me. I could see the drivers look at me through their snowy windows, but they just kept driving.
I understand why they're scared, but it's so difficult when you're the person freezing in the snow. Did someone finally stop?
Finally, after 20 painful minutes of shivering in the blizzard, a small, old pickup truck pulled into the parking lot. An older gentleman stepped out. He didn't even ask what was wrong. He saw the open hood, saw the jumper cables in my freezing hands, and immediately pulled his truck nose to nose with my car.
Ugh, what a feeling of relief, a true hero of the commute.
He was an absolute angel. He attached the red and black clamps to the battery terminals, told me to turn the key, and my engine roared back to life instantly. I thanked him over and over again, let my car warm up for 10 minutes, and finally began my terrifying, slow drive home in the snow.
The kindness of strangers can be a beautiful thing, especially when the commute turns into a nightmare. We rely on each other so much when things go wrong on the road.
We really do. Your story of the angry drivers on the bridge and my story of the kind stranger in the snow really showed the two opposite sides of human nature during a commute.
That's a brilliant observation, Shirley. Commuting brings out the absolute worst in some people, but it can also bring out the absolute best. It forces us to interact with our community whether we want to or not.
Speaking of interacting with the community, we've talked about buses, trains, and cars, but there are a few other, more physically demanding ways to get to work that come with their own unique set of horror stories.
Are you talking about the brave and sometimes crazy people who try to outsmart the traffic by not using an engine at all?
Exactly. I think it's time we discuss the brave and sometimes crazy world of commuting on a bicycle or simply walking to work.
Oh, the stories we could tell about walking through the city. The final countdown. That is exactly what Sunday evening feels like, Shirley. The sun goes down, the weekend is officially coming to a close, and you have to start the mental shift.
The mental shift. That means completely changing the way your brain is thinking. You are shifting from a weekend relaxation mode into weekday productivity mode. It is not always easy.
It is never easy, but having a solid Sunday evening routine makes it so much better. Because I'm going to be at my brother's house all afternoon, playing soccer with my niece and nephew and eating grilled hamburgers, I'm going to smell like grass and barbecue smoke when I finally drive home.
Grass and barbecue smoke are wonderful weekend smells, but they are definitely not Monday morning office smells.
Exactly. So the very first thing I'm going to do when I walk into my apartment at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening is head straight to the bathroom. I'm going to take a very long, incredibly hot shower.
A hot shower is the perfect way to wash the weekend away. It's like a physical reset button for your body.
It really is. I'm going to stand under the hot water for a long time, and I'm going to let all the physical tiredness from my morning run and my afternoon hike wash down the drain. Then I'm going to put on a clean, comfortable pair of pajamas.
You are going to put your pajamas on at 7 o'clock in the evening? Paul, you really do love to be comfortable.
I do. Once the sun goes down on Sunday, the hard pants come off and the soft pajamas go on. What about you, Shirley? When you come back from reading your thick novel at the botanical garden, what is your Sunday evening routine?
Well, because I already did my big Sunday reset in the morning, my bed has fresh lavender sheets, my clothes are ironed, and my meals are prepped in the refrigerator, my Sunday evening is completely dedicated to self-care.
Self-care. That is a very important vocabulary word for our listeners. Self-care means taking intentional actions to preserve or improve your own health and happiness. It means treating yourself kindly. What does self-care look like for you on a Sunday night?
For me, self-care means I'm going to have a mini spa night right in my own apartment. A spa is a place where people go to get massages and beauty treatments. I'm going to create that feeling at home.
That sounds incredibly luxurious. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to light a few small vanilla-scented candles in my bathroom. I'm going to turn off the bright overhead lights so the room is very dim and relaxing. And instead of a quick shower, I'm going to fill my bathtub with very warm water.
A warm bath with candlelight. That is the definition of relaxation.
It gets better, Paul. I'm going to pour special scented Epsom salts into the water. Epsom salts are minerals that dissolve in the hot water and help relax your tired muscles. I'm going to sink into the warm water, close my eyes, and I'm going to stay there for at least 30 minutes.
That sounds like a wonderful way to completely eliminate any remaining Sunday scaries. If you're sitting in a warm, vanilla-scented bath, it is impossible to worry about your email inbox.
Exactly. It forces you to slow down. After my bath, I'm going to put on my own soft pajamas. Then I'm going to do a very long, very slow skincare routine.
A skincare routine. That usually involves washing your face and applying different lotions, right?
Yes, I'm going to wash my face and then I'm going to apply a thick, cool, moisturizing mask to my skin. It feels incredibly refreshing. I'm going to take my time and really pamper myself. To pamper means to treat someone or yourself with extreme comfort and care.
You are going to pamper yourself perfectly, Shirley. So your body is completely relaxed. But what about your physical environment? Do you have to pack your bag for work?
Yes, the physical preparation is the next step. I'm going to walk into my living room and I'm going to pack my heavy work tote bag. I'm going to put my laptop computer inside, along with my charger, my notebook, and a few pens.
I am going to do the exact same thing, Shirley. I never wait until Monday morning to pack my bag. If I wait until Monday morning, I'm definitely going to forget something important, like my employee ID badge or my office keys.
Exactly. Monday mornings are always a rush. If you make decisions on Sunday night, you don't have to make them on Monday morning. I'm going to put my packed work bag right next to the front door. And right next to my bag, I'm going to put my car keys and my umbrella, just in case it rains.
Having everything sitting by the door is a great visual reminder that you are ready for the week. I'm going to pack my leather briefcase and I'm going to set it on the chair by my door. But I have one more physical preparation task that I'm going to do in the kitchen.
Oh, did you forget to clean a dish from your dinner party?
No, the dishes are clean. I'm going to prepare my coffee maker. To prepare means to make something ready for use.
Preparing the coffee maker is a genius idea, Paul. How do you do it?
I'm going to fill the glass pot with fresh, cold water. I'm going to put a new paper filter into the machine, and I'm going to scoop the dark ground coffee beans into the filter. But here's the best part, Shirley. My coffee maker has a digital timer.
Oh, I love machines with timers.
I'm going to push the buttons and set the timer for 6:15 in the morning. That way, when my alarm clock rings on Monday, I don't have to do any work in the kitchen. I'm going to wake up to the beautiful, rich smell of hot coffee already brewing.
Waking up to the smell of fresh coffee is the ultimate luxury. It makes getting out of bed so much easier. You are going to thank your Sunday self on Monday morning.
I always thank my Sunday self. It's the best gift you can give yourself. So, we have packed our bags, we have prepared our morning coffee, and we're wearing our comfortable pajamas. The physical work is done.
The physical work is done, but the mental work is just beginning. Sunday night is the time when all the thoughts about the upcoming week start spinning around in your head. Did I finish that report? What time is my meeting on Tuesday? Do I need to call the dentist?
It's like a storm of questions inside your brain. It's very hard to fall asleep when your mind is racing like that. How are you going to calm your mind down, Shirley?
I have a very specific routine for this, Paul. I'm going to sit at my small desk in my bedroom. I'm going to open a blank paper notebook, and I'm going to pick up a blue pen. I'm going to do a brain dump.
A brain dump? That sounds messy, but I think I know what you mean. To dump something means to empty it out completely, like dumping a bucket of water on the ground.
Exactly. I'm going to empty all the thoughts out of my brain and dump them onto the paper. I'm going to write a massive to-do list for the entire week.
A to-do list is a list of tasks that you need to complete. Writing it down is incredibly helpful.
It really is. I'm going to write down every single thing I'm worried about. I'm going to write, email the marketing team, call the dentist on Wednesday, buy a birthday card for my coworker. Everything goes on the paper.
Why does writing it down help you relax?
Because once the tasks are written safely on the paper, my brain doesn't have to remember them anymore. I'm going to look at the list, I'm going to close the notebook, and I'm going to tell myself, you don't have to worry about this until tomorrow. The paper is going to hold my worries for me while I sleep.
That is a very powerful psychological trick, Shirley. You're literally transferring your stress from your mind to the physical notebook. I'm going to try that trick tonight.
You should. It works perfectly. Once my brain dump is finished, my mind feels completely clear and empty.
So your mind is clear, your bag is packed, your clothes are ironed, and your lunches are prepped in the refrigerator. You are completely ready for Monday. There is only one terrible thing left to do.
I know exactly what you're going to say, Paul. The most tragic moment of the weekend.
Setting the alarm clock.
Yes, setting the alarm clock is the official end of freedom. It's the moment you have to acknowledge that Monday morning is coming, whether you like it or not.
It's a bittersweet moment. I'm going to pick up my smartphone, I'm going to open the clock application, and I'm going to look at the time. I'm going to set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning. And then I'm going to double check it just to be absolutely sure the volume is turned all the way up.
Double checking the alarm is mandatory. You never want to oversleep on a Monday. Because I'm going to sleep until 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, waking up on Monday is going to be a harsh reality check. I'm going to set my alarm for 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. That's not too bad. You're going to have a full night of sleep.
I am, and because I already picked out my clothes and prepped my lunch, I'm not going to need a lot of time in the morning. I'm just going to wake up, get dressed, grab my lunch from the fridge, grab my packed bag by the door, and walk out.
It's going to be a very smooth, stress-free morning for you.
That's the goal. So, Paul, the alarm is set. The phone is placed on the nightstand next to the bed. It's 9:30 at night. What are you going to do for the last 30 minutes before you turn off the light and go to sleep?
I am going to completely avoid looking at my phone screen. The bright blue light from the screen tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, and it makes it very difficult to fall asleep.
That is very true. Digital minimalism until the very end.
Exactly. I am going to lie down in my bed, pull the warm blankets up over my shoulders, and I'm going to turn on a small yellow reading lamp. I'm going to pick up a thick biography book that I've been reading.
A biography. That is a book about the true story of a real person's life. Reading history or a biography is a great way to wind down.
It is very calming. I am going to read one entire chapter. The sound of turning the paper pages is very soothing. I'm going to read slowly until my eyes start to feel heavy and tired.
Feeling your eyes get heavy is the best sign that you're ready for sleep. What are you going to do when you finish the chapter?
I'm going to place a small bookmark between the pages so I don't lose my spot. I'm going to set the book down on my nightstand, I'm going to reach over, and I'm going to click the reading lamp off. The room is going to go completely dark.
And that's it. The weekend is officially...
We certainly have, Shirley. We have traveled from the very first second of Friday evening all the way to the very last second of Sunday night.
It feels like we just lived an entire weekend in one conversation. But you know, Paul, as we were talking about our pizza, our museum trips, our errands, and our Sunday resets, there was one tiny phrase that we used over and over again.
Exactly. The phrase of the day and the phrase of the weekend is I am going to.
I am going to. It is so simple, but it is one of the most important building blocks in the English language. For our listeners who are practicing every day, we want to make sure you feel completely confident using this phrase.
That is a great idea, Shirley. Let us break it down for them. When do we use I'm going to instead of just saying I will?
That is a fantastic question, Paul. We use I am going to when we have already made a decision before speaking. It means the plan is already in your head. You are certain about it.
Right. If you ask me, Paul, what are your plans for Saturday? I'm not going to say, I think I will go running. I'm going to say, I am going to go running. I know it's happening. I have my running shoes ready and the decision is final.
Exactly. The decision is made, and the structure is incredibly easy to remember. You just take the subject, which is I, you add the to be verb, am, you add going to, and then you add the base form of the action verb.
The base form. That means no S at the end, no ED at the end, and no ING at the end. Just the simple verb. I am going to cook, I am going to read, I am going to sleep.
It's like a perfect formula for English grammar, and you don't just use it for yourself. You can change the subject to talk about other people's plans too.
Yes, you can say, Shirley is going to see a musical, or my friends are going to come over for a dinner party. The going to part never changes. It's the anchor of the sentence.
The anchor of the sentence. I love that description, Paul. It holds the future tense firmly in place.
And you know, Shirley, using this phrase actually makes you feel more in control of your life. When you say, I'm going to, you're taking charge of your time. You're practicing exactly what we talked about with the Sunday reset.
You are being intentional. You're not just letting the weekend happen to you. You are designing your weekend. You are deciding what is going to make you happy, and you are stating it clearly and confidently.
Speaking of designing a weekend, I think we have a fantastic challenge for our listeners today.
We do. We want every single person listening right now to take a piece of paper and a pen, or just speak out loud if you are driving or walking. We want you to plan your upcoming weekend.
That is right. We want you to create 3 sentences about your future plans, and you must use our magic phrase.
Tell us one thing you are going to do to relax on Friday night. Tell us one errand you are going to run on Saturday afternoon, and tell us one thing you are going to prepare for the week on Sunday night.
For example, you could say, on Friday night, I am going to order Chinese food. On Saturday afternoon, I am going to go to the grocery store. On Sunday night, I am going to iron my clothes.
Perfect examples, Paul. Practicing these sentences out loud is the absolute best way to make the grammar feel natural in your mouth. The more you say, I am going to, the easier it becomes to use in a real conversation.
And while you're planning your weekend, think about the wonderful vocabulary we used today, too. Try to use words like sleep in, run errands, host a party, or wind down.
And don't forget digital minimalism, Paul. That was a major theme of your weekend.
It really is. I challenge our listeners to practice a little bit of digital minimalism, too. Say to yourself, I'm going to put my phone away for 1 hour. It's amazing how much peace it brings you when you disconnect from the screen.
It's a wonderful goal for a relaxing weekend. Well, Paul, I think we have officially planned the perfect few days. We have reviewed the grammar, and we have given our listeners a great homework assignment.
I completely agree, Shirley. This has been a fantastic conversation. I'm already looking forward to our next episode in the Daily Life series. We have so many more everyday topics to explore together.
We really do. The daily life of an English speaker is full of wonderful vocabulary and interesting situations. But for now, it's time for us to sign off and let our listeners get back to their day.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to Learn English Quick Hub. We are so incredibly glad you spent this time with us, whether you're commuting on a busy train, driving in your car, or just going for a long walk.
Yes, thank you for inviting us into your daily routine. We love being part of your English learning journey. Remember, fluency doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you practice a little bit every single day. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep building your confidence.
We believe in you, and we know you're going to do great things with your English. Have a beautiful rest of your day and have an absolutely wonderful weekend when it finally arrives.
Stay curious and keep learning. Until next time, this is Shirley Jones.
And this is Paul Hauser, signing off from Learn English Quick Hub. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Have a fantastic week.